okay with being dressed up like a schoolgirl. And
You don't still have that shirt in my closet. I should really give that back to them at some point.
okay, thanks, Rosenhacker. You can Skype it to me. um, what, honey?
Oh, that footage that I took today is done. I have to convert it. It's all the summer stuff and a cameo for Laserblind.
Oh, cool. The audio as well?
Hmm?
The
Oh no, the audio I haven't done yet. And at some point, can you send me the thing for the audio lines you need me to do?
Sure.
Because they're somewhere in my Skype, but they're lost. And
Sure.
I'm going to be overdubbing later today.
Sure, after the stream I'll do that. Okay. Now. Bollocks. Fuck. I hate my computer.
What did you do? Hold on, I'm in a different...
No, the episode started and I didn't want it to.
Wait, before we start, do I want divides files every 10 minutes, 2 minutes, or not divide files? When I extract, I want not divide files, right?
In what way?
I don't know, that's just what I have a really crappy program that came with my camera.
Oh,
I think I'm gonna pick not divide files.
since I use tape still, so I don't really know. I'd suspect that was just taking over as one lump sum. So, bye, Greyhound Boy. I divide files probably cuts it off into different pieces, and that they might divide it in the wrong part. So I'd suggest don't divide. Yeah, Dear Cork says don't divide either.
The whole thing is about 850 megs, which is not bad. So even on high quality,
That's
or
true.
WMV. So
Yeah.
start.
Okay.
Life is exciting.
We are going to talk about Starrbooty. Okay.
Seriously, one of my favorites.
The classic Starrbooty, the review. And the original actually has Starrbooty the movie, and it has a bunch of credits at the bottom, rather than just 2.
It's 70s licious.
Indeed. You know, apparently there's 4 other Starrbooty films, I think it is.
Involving Paul or not really?
Oh yeah, involving RuPaul. They were all made in the 80s before RuPaul became famous, and they were all made for something like $10 each, and they were sold in gay clubs on bootleg VHSs. But none of them, I can't seem to find. None of them have been released on DVD in any way at all. So, if they ever come out, I will fucking buy and I will review.
I will probably watch that happen.
The song in the Hagan intro, the one with all the quick cuts, that's the Urban Gothic theme. The one with the sort of the classical music, that is no, that's not Uranus by Holst. That's Requiem by Mozart, I believe.
I like the other one. I like your old intro.
The Lecturebitch one. Well, Lecturebitch is a better song, but Urban Gothic theme is a lot more uncompromising, and it gave me scope to do a lot more interesting editing. Basically, the way I treat my intro is it's a warning, it's not aesthetically, and the way that the episode done it's a lot less compromising than quite a lot of other review shows. So it's like if you can't handle the quick cuts and loud noises, you probably should keep away from Hagen. That's my thinking behind the intro.
You say so.
Truly a mind lost. You're right. It is Don Giovanni. Sorry.
What do you think?
Yes.
I really like this part. I just do this to fit in. I'm not really an internet reviewer.
Yeah, it's like Hagen. See, Linkara's an internet reviewer who does heroic things. Hagen is a supervillain who reviews as a hobby. And that's my short-lived green hair, which I wanted to keep the green hair for longer, but unlike the pink hair takes months to wash out, green hair takes like weeks. That's why it's only in 2 episodes.
See, I had a brief, I think it was last summer, I was going to try to dye my hair blue, and then I realized, how is this going to look 3 weeks from now when it's half in, half out? And I was like, ooh, not so much.
Artemis, the superhero nemesis for Hagen, well, was several. Like Hagen's mentioned several, such as Testicules and El Castrato and the Lords of Justice. But the one that's been recurring, has actually appeared in each other's shows, would probably be the cartoon hero. It's well, the cartoon hero's not been seen in Hagen since Gwendolyn. He's a forum reviewer. And
That's awesome! Look what Elizabeth Sterling said.
huh? You're also pirate, according to my GM. I just you and gave him fear. Evil pirate with Omega's first. Oh, that's nice.
I'd totally be your first mate, honey.
Well, you're my first mate. Ah ha 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 ha.
Well,
Hey, Hairball. You're a new name. I don't recognize you. And this, it's what can I say about Starrbooty? It's a silly film. I just noticed that my makeup, I seem to, every single time I try to do something weird down the side of my face, I always try to make sure it's not the same side, but it always ends up being the same side, because I keep forgetting, between my face and then it going camera and then it being on like video, I keep getting the sides mixed up, and therefore I always put it on the wrong side when I'm trying to put it on a different side to make, for variety's sake. I did the same thing with my filming I did yesterday. Yep.
It's like at this point they just discovered how to do multiple picture-in-picture and they were going to use the hell out of it.
That's true, yeah. Tits. Lots of tits.
Lunging tits, as a matter of fact.
Yep. Ah. Oh, my laughing shot from here ended up in the end of time. The, one coming right about now.
Oh, the really fully dubbed.
Yeah, shows me how little I think of John Sims' version of the Master. Yeah, there's the minions. This is back before I decided to make the minions deliberately wear something bright each time, because I kept thinking minions should be in black because, evil, villainous, stuff like that. However, with me darkening the set, they're especially obvious in the earlier episodes, they're really, really hard to see because they're always wearing black and they're in the darkness. So later on I worked out that I should use, I should give them all something brightly coloured to wear, just so you can make them out.
That's a good idea. You do make your shit really dark. Although I do think that you should use the sachet away clip for deaths more often as a reoccurring thing.
It is a good one, but it only really makes sense when you got RuPaul doing it.
I know, but that's just what I think.
No, it's a good idea. Just the if I have RuPaul killing people, it makes perfect sense.
Well, or you could just take a clip of her killing someone and then use that, like a trip. Oh, that's too complicated. Never mind. You do what you're doing.
Am I doing it okay?
Yes.
Okay. I want to know why these two things, the clips of RuPaul and the clips of the guy, they don't just look like they're in two different sets. They look like they're in two different locations, two different planets almost.
Well, maybe they couldn't, like you said, it was made on a really tight budget. Maybe they filmed all of her scenes on one day. Oh wait, the computer's right there.
Yeah, it's because they're using the 1930s sort of soft focus. Well, 30s to 70s really. There's a lot of it in the Most Dangerous Game, which I recently finished the script for.
Well, it looks like they're lit differently a little bit.
Yeah, it's it's soft lighting, which they would do on. You're seen in Star Trek when you get like a POV shot of Kirk lusting after a woman, and the woman's always lit, looking really weird. That's what they're doing. It's soft focus.
I don't think there's a setting for that on my camera.
There totally should be, but you could just blow on the lens, or breathe on the lens with warm breath, or use Vaseline.
No, I don't want any kind of foreign substance on my camera. It costs me too much. No. Besides, Vaseline is indestructible. You can't actually get it off anything once it's on it, so I want to deal with it as little as possible.
That's a long to camera bit. I started out doing really long to camera bits because, well, I just thought they were more interesting and epic, but then whenever I got to filming them, I was like, holy shit, I have to memorize this, because unlike a lot of reviewers, I can't put a script up in front of the camera because I usually wear glasses. So that's why in later years, later sort of things, I cut down the amount of stuff I do to camera at once. Plus, it makes filming a lot easier. It means that, like, Condor Man took 8 hours to film.
Jesus Christ!
But Sextet, which was 12 minutes longer and just as complicated, took 2.5 hours. So it means that we're getting a lot better at it.
See, I discovered a cheap way, although my vision is degraded to the point where I have to wear glasses under the mask. And then what I just did this afternoon is I had my laptop out right under the camera on that little card table that I have, with the font thrown up really big, with the wireless mouse hidden behind Giovanni's pillow so I could scroll. And even then, I had to fake most of it, as long as I just did the gesticulations, because I'll just fill it in an overdub. So as long as the motions keep the rhythm of my diction, I'm fine. Doesn't really matter what I say.
Yeah. Your way of doing it's clever.
So a lot of it develops in, exactly, Giovanni. But then when the things and stuff, okay. And it's like, oh.
No, Omega's not Canadian. Omega is from... Yeah, she's from Philadelphia. And someone was asking about are all the characters in this, are all the women drag queens? No, not all the women in this are drag queens, just about 70% of them. They seem to be chosen at random which ones are or aren't going to be drag queens.
I don't think... RuPaul doesn't look good. Like, it looks like she's, like, sucking in her cheeks on purpose. She doesn't look like that normally, but, like, just, like, it looks like in this movie she's, like, had cheek opposite implants. Cheek implosions.
Bad Wolf, Omega's uncle, who was called Phil, taught Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff in high school.
This is very true. Will Smith's, his first film company was called Overbrook, which was after Overbrook High School. And, like, seriously, it's really funny because, like, you know, I talked to my uncle Phil, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you had Will Smith in class. And he's like, I don't really remember that much. I mean, he was pretty quiet. Jazzy Jeff would never shut up, though. And I was like, wow. And my mother, actually, when, I'm not from West Philly. I'm from the Philly Metro suburbs. When she, my mother's a psychologist, and she worked at McGee Rehab in the city, which dealt with, like, people with spinal cord injuries and, like, physical rehab and stuff like that. And she actually saw Will Smith's grandmother. And she said that she was, like, really well taken care of. Like, a Rolls Royce came and dropped her off and picked her up and everything. So, Will Smith, a celebrity who takes care of his family. Just saying.
Dun dun dun.
Exactly. That's really all I have to say about that.
Well, it means that you've got 2 degrees of separation from Will Smith.
I guess, kind of. I mean, you know. I know someone that met somebody pick this one. Well, actually, no, that's not true. I've met Mr. Rogers and Mr. McFeely, so that's something.
I met a Mr. McFeely too. No, well, Mr. McFeely. The UK's premier Transformers fan. On the Allspark forum, there was a link. There was a forum post where he was like, where Creature, I think, posted one of my videos, and he was like, "Oh my God, she's terrible. She's awful. She's terrible. And oh, it's terrible. But you know, she's very Northern Irish." And then Creature's like, "Yeah, she's from Derry." And then McFeely's like, "Holy shit, so am I! Oh no, what's going on? Oh fuck!" And then I set a tweet out to Creature, basically saying, "Would you please tell Mr. McFeely that I've actually met him?" And so he did, and this terrified him more. Hopefully he's looking over his shoulder, wanting me to worried I'm going to hunt him down or something.
Well, you're pretty tough, and you're kind of...
Oh, Grim Film Fanatic. I just watched a movie called Grim Love, I don't know why it's called Grim Love, but it was a dramatization of the German guy who wanted to be eaten and the German guy who wanted to eat the guy. So, you know.
Father Ted, I love that bit. Careful now, none of this then. I actually hadn't seen Father Ted until I was visiting Brendan in Dublin. We were home from the bar, and he's like, so what do you want to do now? I was like, I don't know. He's like, have you ever seen Father Ted? I was like, no. He's like, let's watch it. And I was like, okay.
As, Blue Zalazi, Avatar Decent Humor is fine. I saw her yesterday. We did the vlog and stuff. She's, definitely not dead. She didn't take part in any of the filming we did yesterday, though, except for the vlog, obviously. So, hung out with her for a few hours. She went to the cinema with me, blah, 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 blah. She's going down to BroCon, with me, in 2 weeks' time. So if any of you are in Ireland, go to BroCon in a couple of weeks. You can meet me. Or, you know, even more importantly, you can meet Spoonie.
And you can meet the Avatar of Decent Humor.
That's true.
And if you're really lucky, she'll hit you on the head. That's enough loves for Butch Jamie. I don't know why, but Nicola came out and like whacked me in the head. And I was like, no! You can't do that. You're not in my chronology. Canon.
She's a spirit of decent comedy. She can get into any white room, no matter how nonsensical.
I guess.
Hairball.
What does it actually stand for? Because it makes it sound like it's all guys with like their collars popped, being like totally down.
I think it sounds more like a My Little Pony convention, but it's not. It's anime and sort of role playing and wargaming.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why they call it BroCon, but they do. Their motto is, if it's not BroCon, don't fix it.
Oh, oh, wait a minute. You do the whole miniature thing, right? With the Blood Elves and the Space Marines.
I used to play Warhammer. Yeah, I still got an army. I just haven't played in many years.
Do you make figurines or do you buy them?
I occasionally once or twice tried to model them to make them look different, but I was never any good at it.
My friend Brian, he's making an RPG and he's looking for someone to make miniatures for it. They'll probably be.
Kirk, I played Warhammer and 40k, but I preferred Warhammer over 40k. But whenever at BroCon, I'm supposed to be doing a crossover with Spoonie. I'm as soon as he's finished Ultima 9 Part 2, I'm gonna bother him again about the notes for it. You know, if necessary, I'll write the script by myself without any of his notes, but it won't be as funny as if he gave me notes, you know, for his ideas for it. Because frankly, Spoonie plus me is funnier than just me. Spoonie is probably funnier than just me too.
I think you sell yourself short. But...
Nah, I just think there's better comedians out there. But yeah, Rance, in a few weeks you hopefully will get one. Sorry, honey, continue? Sorry.
I said I can't really comment because I hadn't seen his Spoonie review until like a few months ago. You were like, will you watch one of his videos? And I was like, oh, I'm fine. Oh, okay, yeah, he is really funny.
And then you watched through all of the Final Fantasy reviews and Maze and Monsters and all.
Yeah.
And Game Over, just because I was in it.
Well, yeah, we filmed it here.
Yeah.
There's a bit of my bookcase in someone else's review.
Someone who's famous in some way.
Well, yeah, but I look at internet fame as being different from for reals fame.
That's true, it is. We're all the same as fans, because we're all fans of something. We've just got cameras and some people watch our stuff. It's not exactly real fame.
I mean, I kind of see, well, coming from a different, like, community, I kind of see it as a whole community, rather than, I think some people see it as, like, the Tig producers, and then everybody else. But, you know, I mean, we're all kind of the same...
Yeah, That's how I see it. Although it's not just Tigwatig. There's you got the top ones at the Escapist and Screw Attack who are considered to be above the other ones, and it's ridiculous.
I don't know anyone at the Escapist except I've been watching Yahtzee's reviews since we started, really. Because actually Brendan showed me like his third video. He's like, this guy's really cool. He makes videos about video games. I'm like, that's cool. But I don't know anybody else.
There's let me see off the top of my head. There's Movie Bob, definitely. Can't think of any others because I'm an idiot. But we got but like a couple of days ago, or about a week ago, someone sent me a tweet saying that, how famous do I have to be to ask you to cameo in my work? And I was like, no, you don't need to be famous. I'll cameo for anyone, because as long as I've got the time and the I got the script, because we're all pretty much the same. I don't know. I got the feeling I'm fairly alone in that idea, because
We'll cameo.
I got a feeling I'm fairly in the minority when it comes to that sort of thinking, because maybe I'm different because, frankly, I spent years and years and years doing this, being on the forums, being ignored, having like 20 fans, and then suddenly I've got a lot of fans, so I'm not gonna just, forget that. Okay, ever since, back then, and I still think now, the best people do not always have the highest numbers, and it doesn't really matter. I am completely not making much sense, but...
Well, I mean, it's like, I think it really depends on the personal viewer, on who they're going to be fans of, Like, I'll freely admit, like, even if, well, I mean, I watch all the stuff that you do, but, like, if something doesn't interest me, even if I like their viewer, I'm probably not going to watch it. Like, if, who do I watch pretty regularly that's not you? Like, okay, most of Todd's videos, I don't watch most of them because I don't know the pop song. Like, if I've actually heard the song, I'll be like, oh, that's cool. Or I like his One Hit Wonder series. I like that because usually I've heard of the song and I'm interested. But if, like, someone's reviewing some movie from the mid-90s that was directed towards kids that I didn't really care about, I probably won't watch it, even if they're like some band I really like.
Well, that's fair enough.
I think it will vary by what gets reviewed.
With mine, it's a case of, I have the people that I follow on a regular basis, and I can name some names. I watch most videos put out by, say, Spoony, Owen Citizen, Nostalgia Chick, Nostalgia Critic, Sci-Fi Debris, others as well. Then other ones I will sort of watch, I will suddenly get into the mood and I will watch a fuckload of their stuff. Like, a few days ago I went through a binge of Phaelus videos. Also, like, Happy Vikings, like that as well. And then there's ones which I'll watch certain things they do, such as Red Letter Media. I'm only interested in the Plinkett reviews, not so interested in anything else he does.
That's the old murderer guy, right?
Yeah.
You watch the Star Wars one?
Yeah, he's very good. And I only discovered him after I started doing my stuff, because when I started, as far as I was concerned, I was the only one who was playing an evil character, an explicitly evil character. But yeah, SF Debris is really, really fucking good, and everyone should watch him.
I know Kevin does.
Like,
so at least you guys will have something to talk about at Christmas.
That's good, and Spinny and all too.
Yeah, that's
everyone. The amount of people who have said, something to me like they expect me to be annoyed or something if they say that they don't watch my videos is ridiculous. Because I'm friends with people that I don't watch the videos of. I have no interest in Todokatsu, so I don't watch Easy Rider stuff. I have no interest in anime, so I don't watch Yasu or The Shades. I know my brother watches The Shades' videos though, but no one.
Stuff Fiezo Otaku does. If I know the series, or if I've at least heard about it enough to be like, oh, okay. Because like, I mean, I liked anime in college, but that's when it was like really first coming to the States, and now there's like a flabillion different series, and I'm just confused and old. So
Yeah, with There's literally not enough time in the day, even if you're not doing other stuff, to watch all the videos. So what you're gonna miss out on good stuff, but you've got to sort of pick and choose what you're gonna watch.
Yeah.
And like someone mentioned, Folding Human. He's very good. He's very intelligent, and he should be doing better. He's got some fault.
That's that guy Mike's friends with, right?
I think so. I know Owen's friends with him, and so's Lindsay. They both sort of push him, and he's really worth it. He's one of the sort of intelligent, sort of deconstructor type reviewers, rather than a hey, I'm going to take the piss out of what's on screen reviewer like me.
He like philosophizes. See, this part of Starrbooty kind of creeps me out. Like, this is the part where it just went batshit, and I was like, what? What is this?
I'm still surprised it took me this long to find mother-daughter incest in a movie.
I'm just gonna go vomit all over the place.
Although I did get, I can't remember, another one of my movies. Yeah, Maniac Nurses Find Ecstasy, which I'm filming on Friday. It's got mother-daughter incest as well. So I think this is going to be a seasonal thing. Every single season from now on, there's going to be some film with mother-daughter incest.
Well, there you go. You keep on keeping on with that. We'll see.
But I like Welshie stuff as well, Chris Rich. Welshie's very good. Welshie, he is probably the guy on Tigwatig from Europe that I am closest to. And
he was real nice in person too when I met him.
Yeah.
He's like, hi, I'm Welshie, how are you?
We've done, we've mentioned a couple of times maybe doing a crossover. If I manage to get some money together, I will do my best to go visit him well, he's in Swansea, but Cardiff's only an hour away and it's got an airport, so visit him there and film something.
If I ever do a review of The Englishman Who Went Up a Hill But Came Down a Mountain, which is one of my favorite guilty pleasure movies, I might hit him up for a cameo if he's willing. Probably just one line of outrage.
He'd probably be willing for it, although annoyed at the accent.
Well, because I think, isn't Cole Meany, he's Irish, he's not Welsh. And he's like one of the main characters in it. Well, Hugh Grant plays an Englishman, of course.
I think Welsh should be annoyed at the non-Welsh people playing Welsh people.
Oh. I'm like, god damn it! Although that really was a cute movie, I saw it in the theater. And I liked it.
No.
Because, I have a thing. It's like, I like romantic comedies if the romantic part is kind of woven into an overall plot. Like, that's why I like Dave, Practical Magic, First Wives Club, and basically Englishman. Like, those are the only that I can think of, but like, when the whole point of it is like some stupid contrived reason for a romantic comedy, then I'm like, oh my. It's like me and Sam used to have this joke about people falling in love in straight movies, that it's like, well, even though we've only been standing in line at the bank for 5 minutes, already I have such great feelings for you. Oh. Yes, too, let's become a couple. But in gay movies, there's a montage of several different afternoons that establishes the relationship. We think that straight people can't have montages, unless it's like to kill something.
Oh, this section here, I actually re-edited this, and it looks much better with my editing than it did in the original thing. Sorry. I felt the need to improve for no reason at all.
Like, I'll handle this.
RuPaul's beating up Annika Manners.
Oh, the lead press on nails of it all.
I still love RuPaul's Drag Race. You know, the most recent series had Will and Belly on it, and I fucking hate Will and Belly.
What?
Will and Belly isn't actually a drag queen. They play drag queens in television and film, and they also do sort of play random trans roles and stuff. I fucking hate Will and Belly, and I am going to go into serious reasons why whenever I finally review Ticked Off Trannies with Knives. That's on my review list.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But, oh man. I came across William Belly and stuff to do with that film, and they came across as such a fucking prick, and then they were on RuPaul's Drag Race, and they were such a fucking prick. It's like, I am so glad I did not misinterpret them. William Bellend.
Wah, wah, wah.
Ah, so fucking terrible.
Memory. Oh, everyone remembers Terry.
William Belly was the first person to be kicked off of Drag Race. To be,
Paul, or just in general?
for breaking the rules.
Oh, what did they do?
Well, it's nothing actually hilariously over the top, but I just think it's hilarious that you got a show where your entire point is to be ridiculous and over the top and bitchy. They managed to do something that got them thrown out.
I can't watch. Well, I mean, I've watched some of the first years and years ago when I lived with a heroin addict and his wife. She liked Drag Race, and we would watch it because they had Style Network. But I think I might be too butch. Bitchy, the bitchiness annoys me. I'm like, shut up, stop being such a pussy.
Well, each to their own. I find it an amusing show because reality TV shows do not appeal to me. This one appeals to me because of the unreality of it all.
You're more girly than me, that's why.
Carizia, you should see Drag Race. It is so amusing. Wait, what's next? Battle of the Bone. I saw the third film by the director of this, and I'm not reviewing it because it's not review material. It's called The Last Light, and it's his best film. Well, least worst film. It's a haunted house story type thing, and about 60% of it is a cheap and not quite as good Grave Encounters with one character. Then about 40% of it is Northern Irish people being Northern Irish, and I want them to die.
Gee, you love your country so much.
But season 5 is going to have a third Northern Irish zombie film that I found, and it actually predates Battle of the Bone. It's called Zombie Genocide, and it's on YouTube.
No offense or nothing, but is that all your country produces? Really bad, cheaply filmed zombie movies?
Apparently so. Although if I don't find another one before the next series after that happens, I do have a backup Northern Irish film to play. And that is Sunset Heights, which was the action film made in my hometown and set in my hometown, set in a dystopian future where it looks just the fucking same.
Because you live in a war zone.
Yep, and Maggie Smith, aka McGonagall from Harry Potter, her son is one of the leads in it. And the white-haired old Scottish guy from Braveheart and Highlander and Game of Thrones, he's in it.
I liked her. I used to get the Disney Channel back in the day, and she played the crotchety old aunt in the Disney TV adaptation of